Good evening from Central. Angry mothers have accused doctors of carrying out secret tests and using hidden cameras to watch children's behaviour. They say they've been wrongly diagnosed as suffering from the same disease as nurse Beverly Allett, who was jailed for murdering 4 children.
These mothers all claim they've been wrongly diagnosed as having Munchausen syndrome by proxy. They came here from all over the country to demonstrate outside the North Staffordshire Hospital in Stoke-on-Trent, where they say child specialists have been using hidden cameras and secret tests on sick babies. They believe that the doctors have become so obsessed with proving parents have Munchausen syndrome by proxy, mistakes have been made and families wrongly accused. They say diagnoses have even been made over the phone.
And the fact that they've misdiagnosed, then because they won't admit their misdiagnosis, means that the children are then affected.
Sufferers of Munchausen syndrome by proxy are said to invent or induce illness in children to draw attention to themselves. The hospital admit they use hidden cameras to diagnose the disease in some cases, and they say that no system is completely foolproof.
What we would ask people to understand is the nature of the work that we undertake in the hospital, which is to protect children, and many children have been protected as a result of this work.
Some of the families are now taking legal action, and they're all calling for an independent judicial inquiry to be set up into the diagnosis of the disease.
The wife of the man convicted of killing teenager Julie Dart and kidnapping Birmingham estate agent Stephanie Slater says she's still being victimised because of his crimes. Tina Sams is now divorced but told Central Television's Crime Stalker programme she still loves Michael Sams.
Tina Sams says her husband was the best partner a woman could want and would never kill anyone.
He was a very loving, very kind, very considerate. He was everything a woman would want in a man.
Michael Sams is serving life for the murder of Julie Dart and the abduction of estate agent Stephanie Slater. But his former wife says she's also a victim.
I've had people confront me to my face to face, saying you're the murderer's wife. You just run and just want to hide.
A family marked a tragic anniversary today, almost 18 months after the brutal murder of their grandmother. Jean Bellis would have been 40 today. Her killer has never been caught.
The faces of a family united in grief. Brutally stabbed to death last year, no one has been charged with Jean's murder, and police are apparently no nearer to finding her killer now than they were on the day she was murdered. Today would have been her 40th birthday, but instead of a day of happiness, all that remains for her family are memories.
She was a very loving woman. She was quiet. She kept herself to herself. She didn't hold grudges or anything. She was just a really loving and caring woman, open-minded, nice woman.
Jean's headstone does not have the date she died engraved on it. Only one person knows exactly when that was. Her family have vowed to leave it blank until the person responsible has been convicted. In the meantime, they are appealing for help.
We appeal to the public to come forward with any information, because this person who's capable of murdering somebody is capable of doing it again.
Until then, her family have to get on with their own lives. Her 2 daughters have children of their own, children having to grow up without their grandmother.
2 men have been jailed for 6 months for interfering with a Badgers set. Robert Hicks from Bromsgrove and Simon Bullock from Wrexham were sentenced at Redditch Magistrates Court. Both plan to appeal against their convictions. The court was told they sent a dog into a Badgers set at Chadsley Corbett near Bromsgrove. The Princess Royal opened a new production line at the Land Rover plant in Solihull today. She was then invited to test drive the latest Range Rover. The Princess seemed quite at home behind the wheel of the revamped 4-wheel drive model, which was unveiled last month and put it through its paces on the company's off-road circuit. And finally, school children found themselves reliving history today. They went to watch a play about the Roundheads and Cavaliers, but ended up as actors instead of the audience.
The children from schools in Rugby had been warned to dress up for the Young National Trust theatre production at Baddesley Clinton Manor House. What they didn't expect was their involvement. They weren't just the audience, they were the actors.
On the spot marching! March where you stand. We live in an age of television when, you know, you're more used to sitting in front of a box maybe and seeing it, and to actually have it in flesh and blood in front of you is quite a shock.
You're taking part of it as well.
Exactly, and I mean that's part of the experience. I mean, that shock over, then the experience becomes well, much more real, obviously, than even perhaps sitting in the theatre and watching it happen on stage.
I am no witch, a simple fool.
You thought you were coming to see a play, didn't you?
Yes.
And what happened?
We were part of it.
You were, weren't you?
Yeah.
What did it feel like having to take part?
It was embarrassing.
Was it? But you got used to it after a bit?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you had to vote
Yeah.
whether to have a king or to not have a king. Which way did you vote?
I voted for most of us voted for a king.
Did you? All of you?
Yeah.
So there's hope for Prince Charles yet?
Yeah.
Definitely with you lot?
Yeah.
That's it. There's a Central Sports special later. The next news bulletin from us is at 6:15 tomorrow. Good night.
Central Weather, sponsored by Legal & General.
Good evening again. Well, tonight the satellite's a little bit misleading. All the cloud you can see over us is really nothing to worry about. It's just thin, high cloud, and it shouldn't make that much difference to the central region at all. Tonight, then, it's going to be a little bit chilly again, but it will be feeling slightly milder than of late because of some patchy cloud floating around. Where the skies do clear, however, there'll be a little patchy mist, and it's under those clearer skies that we'll find the coldest temperatures and therefore a bit of ground frost. Tomorrow morning, the mist will be burning off quickly to give a fine start with some decent sunny spells, and then through the afternoon, still some cloud around, as you can see, but also with a few more sunny breaks. It's going to be feeling quite pleasant too, with tops around the high 50s Fahrenheit. That's it for now. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Bye-bye.
The Central 7-Day Weather Line, 0336 40 40 10.
At any time, night or day, emergencies happen.
Were you punched on? Did you see the weapon as it came towards you?
You're alongside teams that deal with disaster.
It's my son.
Oh, come on. That's an ambulance man you're talking to straight up.
Everything you see is real.
Just relax.
The first vital seconds of frontline care.
You worried? Just relax, right, and safe, man.
You're with Blues and Twos, 8:30 Thursday on Central.
Being good isn't always easy.
In this family,
No matter hard I tried.
to err
When he started sweet talking to me,
is to be
Lord,
very human.
my surprise, the only one who could ever reach me was the son of a preacher man. You see.
The revelations begin Thursday at 10:40 on Central.
Central Sports Special in an hour's time has highlights from tonight's games in the Coca-Cola Cup's second round. First, though, Crime Stalker.